The shift always begins in silence. A man thinks he's building a home, a future, a life he can stand on. He doesn't see the small cracks forming in the walls. He doesn't notice the way her tone changes when she doesn't get her way. He ignores the warning signs because men are taught to hold steady, to stay calm, to give women the benefit of the doubt. He thinks patience is strength. But that's exactly where she begins her work. It starts with little tests, a comment here, a cold look there. She studies how quickly you bend. She watches how your shoulders drop when she withdraws affection. Most men don't even know they're being measured. Women don't swing fists. They adjust atmospheres, they shift moods. And a good man, who wants peace more than pride, tries to fix everything she breaks. He doesn't know he's teaching her how to control him. Before long, she changes the rules. What was once a small request becomes a demand. What was once a soft suggestion becomes a command wrapped in a smile. She stops meeting you halfway, she stops giving effort, but she expects you to give more. You don't see it as aggression. You think it's a rough patch. But she's already adjusting the power balance and you're losing ground every day. Then comes the blame. Women are masters at turning their behavior into your fault. She can insult you, but somehow you're the reason she snapped. She can disappear emotionally, but she'll make you believe you pushed her away. She never owns her mistakes because she never has to. Society taught her that men must carry the burden, men must fix the mess, men must apologize first. And because you're a man who values order, you end up apologizing for things you didn't even do. This is where emotional punishment enters the picture. Not outright, never loud. Women attack through withdrawal. She gives you silence when you need answers. She gives you coldness when you need warmth. She pulls back her affection, her softness, her attention. Not because she's hurt, because she knows it hurts you. She knows men crave peace at home, so she turns peace into a reward she controls. And when that doesn't work fast enough, she turns to humiliation. It's always masked as a joke, a small jab in front of friends, a story twisted to make you look foolish, a smirk that tells everyone she doesn't respect you. People laugh. You force a smile. Inside, something breaks, and she sees it. Women can sense when a man's spirit drops. It gives them leverage, and many take it. But the real violence happens behind closed doors. She twists your words until you question your own memory. She denies things she clearly said. She rewrites events in ways that make you feel foolish for even asking. You begin to think you're too sensitive, too reactive, too emotional. But the truth is simple. She's bending reality, and you're losing your place inside it. Time passes. You wake up one day, and you're a stranger in your own life. You walk on eggshells. You measure every sentence. You hide parts of yourself just to keep the peace. You're not leading. You're not respected. You're surviving, and the worst part, you blame yourself for it. Because psychological violence from a woman leaves no marks on your skin, only on your mind. That's when the fear arrives, not fear of her. Fear of losing everything you've built, your home, your kids, your reputation. The world always sides with her. She knows it, she counts on it, and that pressure keeps you silent. She doesn't need to threaten you. The system already does the work for her. But every man has a breaking point, a moment when he looks at his life and realizes he can't live inside a cage built by someone he once loved. That moment is your truth. It's the point where you either reclaim yourself or you disappear for good. The unraveling always begins the same way, quietly, slowly, almost politely. She doesn't shout this time. She doesn't argue. She simply disconnects. A woman's emotional withdrawal is sharper than a blade because she cuts without lifting a finger. She knows men fight battles they can see, not the silent ones that suffocate them. And this is where most men lose themselves without even noticing. She stops giving you the softness she once used so easily. Her tone turns flat, her smile feels earned, not natural. Her eyes become distant, as if she's already imagining a life where you're no longer the center. Men always think they can fix this with more effort, more patience, more giving. But all that does is teach her that she can love you less and still get more from you. The shift becomes deeper. She starts comparing you, not always out loud, but in subtle ways that sting worse. She mentions another man's ambition, praises another man's confidence, comments on someone else's results. She knows comparison eats at a man's pride. She uses it to make you chase her approval, not because she needs it, but because she enjoys the power imbalance it creates. Weak men crumble under comparison. Strong men wake up because of it. Then comes the threat of leaving, not directly, but implied. She talks about wanting space. She complains she feels unseen. She says she wants more. These are not cries for help. These are warnings that she's already halfway out the door. A good man tries to pull her back, but all he does is show her she can pull the strings whenever she wants. She becomes the storm, and you start believing your love is the umbrella. As her detachment grows, she begins rewriting history. Suddenly, the good moments weren't good enough. The memories twist. The sacrifices you made shrink in her mind. She paints herself as the suffering hero and you as the flawed partner. This is psychological warfare disguised as reflection. And most men fall for it because they think being understanding is the same as being wise. But the truth is simple. A woman who's losing interest doesn't fix anything. She replaces things. She replaces effort with excuses. She replaces affection with attitude. She replaces loyalty with options. And while you're trying to hold the relationship together, she's already scanning the horizon for a softer landing. Then a new behavior emerges: disrespect. Not loud, not sudden. Constant, not cold. She speaks to you like you're beneath her. She questions your decisions. She undermines your judgment. She rolls her eyes at your opinions. A man may endure insults from the world, but the wound that destroys him always comes from the woman he trusted most. And men, because we are raised to endure, stay longer than they should. They keep steady hands even as the ship sinks. But staying calm in a burning house doesn't save the house. It just burns you slower. Soon she begins to flirt with attention outside the relationship. Not always physically, sometimes it's online. Sometimes it's emotional. She posts pictures meant to lure other eyes. She texts people when she's upset. She uses outside validation to feel something again, not because she's missing love, because she's missing excitement. And instead of building it with you, she seeks it elsewhere. By the time a woman is here, her respect is gone. And once respect dies, love cannot survive. Men think love is the foundation, but respect is the soil that love grows in. No respect, no relationship, and she knows it even if you don't. One day she finally drops the mask. She stops pretending. She becomes distant, cold, careless. She's no longer afraid of losing you. In fact, she's already preparing for life without you. She may still live in the same house, but mentally she's miles away. That distance is her escape route. And she walks it step by silent step while you're still begging for clarity. But clarity never comes, not from her. She prefers confusion because confused men stay, until one moment snaps everything into focus, a moment where you see her true face. The entitlement, the detachment, the indifference, and once a man sees the truth, he can never unsee it. Now the question becomes simple. Do you reclaim your place as a man, or do you allow the quiet destruction to finish what it started? Her final tactic doesn't come with shouting or chaos. It comes with silence that feels heavier than rage. A woman who has drained everything from a man doesn't need to fight him anymore, because she already owns the parts of him that matter. And this is the point where most men break without realizing it, not because she won, but because they lost themselves trying to keep someone who already walked away in her heart. She begins to move differently, not sneaky, confident. She talks to you like you're a roommate, answers you like you're a stranger, looks at you like you're a burden. She no longer hides the disdain. She lets it breathe, because she knows you feel it and still won't leave. That gives her all the power she needs. You notice she stops sharing her day, stops asking about yours. She's alive somewhere else, emotionally plugged into a world that doesn't include you. Men always feel this shift first in her voice. Short answers, cold tone, low effort. She's not tired, she's detached. There's a difference, and deep down, you know it. Her routine becomes unpredictable. She comes home later, dresses better when she goes out, guards her phone like a secret vault. She says nothing is wrong, but everything in her behavior screams that something has changed. She knows a man's instincts are sharper than people think, so she uses denial to dull your intuition. And most men fall for it because they want peace more than truth. Then she begins rewriting her image. She becomes the victim, quietly, skillfully, strategically. She tells friends she's unhappy, confused, emotionally unsupported. She builds a narrative where she's the brave woman stuck with a difficult man. She does this long before she leaves, so when she walks out, the world applauds her instead of questioning her. Men don't understand how early women plant these seeds. By the time you realize it, the field is already blooming. And soon she starts setting traps. She pushes your buttons, disrespects you openly, tests your patience, not because she wants a reaction, but because she wants a reason. If you raise your voice, if you show frustration, if you slip for even a second, she will use that moment as the justification for her exit. She wants to walk away feeling righteous. She wants you to carry the blame. During this stage, she becomes emotionally reckless. She stops caring how her behavior affects you. She stops pretending to be fair. She stops protecting your heart. When a woman no longer fears losing you, her sharpest edges come out. And this is where most men realize the truth. She didn't change. She just stopped hiding who she always was. The affection you miss wasn't real. It was a hook, a strategy, a performance designed to secure what she wanted from you. Now she weaponizes absence. She knows that withdrawing love hurts a man more than any insult could. Men are built to protect, provide, and attach. When the woman they care about disconnects, it feels like failure. So she uses that guilt against you. You start apologizing for things you didn't do. You start chasing her validation. You start shrinking. And the smaller you become, the more she loses respect. Eventually, she reveals the final form of psychological destruction: indifference. Not hate, not anger, indifference. Hate still means she feels something, but indifference? That means you're already gone in her mind. You become invisible, replaceable, secondary, and a man can survive anything except becoming invisible in his own home. By the time she leaves, if she hasn't already emotionally left, you're no longer the man you were. You're quieter, smaller, drained. You doubt yourself. You walk on eggshells. You've spent so long trying not to lose her that you ended up losing yourself. But here's the part men forget. A broken woman can't break a strong man. Only a man who abandons himself becomes weak. You rebuild by returning to the man you were before you handed her the power. You rebuild by setting boundaries, by reconnecting with the world she isolated you from, by valuing your peace more than her approval, by remembering that a woman's validation is not the source of your strength. Your character is. When a woman uses psychological violence, she counts on one thing: your silence. Because silent men stay, silent men tolerate, silent men break slowly. But the moment you wake up, the moment you reclaim your voice, the moment you choose yourself over her manipulation, the spell ends. She loses control. You regain direction, and the man she tried to destroy rises again. You owe it to yourself to stop giving your strength to someone who feeds on it. Take it back. Walk away. Stand tall again. Your life doesn't end with her leaving. It begins.